Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 305 in the Daily Color. We're doing the Daily Color Special Edition, which is working in the new coloring book from Johanna Basford, Magical Worlds. Welcome to the channel and welcome back if you are returning. We worked on these leaves yesterday, which was Sunday, which is normally my day off, but I did a makeup day. I color a little bit almost every day. I would say 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7. So I have an array of colors. I've added one more color to the blend to give us some more options as we try to separate out each of the fun graphical elements done by the line art. So I've done walking through the head, so we will work on the head today and see how far down into the feathers we will get. I've got the additional color, and I'll just show you the whole blend range. We have 6 colors making up our full blend. Some of the barrels are a little bit off. This yellow is not as gray as it looks. It's actually quite vibrant. I'm going to do my best to read you these numbers, but they are teeny tiny. And I do have a little cheat sheet here by my side, but the one color, let's see, I'm looking at canary yellow, 10, is that 23? I might have written that down, 1023. And 1022. Oh, I did not write that down. Okay, so we have beige. Oh, these are so hard for me to read today. 3003. Canary yellow, I believe, is 1022. Cadmium yellow deep, 1023. 1050 is the yellowed orange. We have Venetian red. Oh, what would I find? Where is that? 6087, according to my sheet, and burnt umber 6099. So I will have all of these in my right hand, and I will be pulling them. We have these yellow highlights, so I do have, maybe it was this color that I added. This color here I added because we've got some glow that I have to deal with, as well as just another added color to give us more range to play with. Alright, so I've mapped out, and then we already have the glow here. For the lowest lantern. Okay, I am going to start in this soft feathery area around the eyes that many of the photos of owls is white or very light. I really made this up as I went along, but I did try to glean some tidbits from actual owl images. So this is my autumnal owl going into the orange, red, browns like fall leaves would look like. These are not real colors of owls. Okay, so grabbing the darkest. So that was beige. That is the lightest color, and now I'm going to do my best to rim that edge with this burnt umber very softly. Now, some of the things that I'm doing with the pencils are able to be done because of these pencils. They are quite soft, and some of these blends of completely unrelated colors, like the beige and the burnt umber, are made much easier because of how soft these are. Certainly not as soft as Prismacolor, but for me and for my collection of pencils, these are definitely on the soft side. So I've got this little rim. Now I'm going another lap or loop, another pass, going in with kind of medium pressure right along the line art. Before I decide if this is what I want, I'm going to then move over to the other side and do the same thing. First, soft, making some very tiny ovals. I'm kind of just wanting to give a soft graveled appearance, not worrying about the tooth here, using maybe medium pressure. My mock-up that I did actually has more, but I'm not sure it's exactly what I want is that much, so I am starting with about half the amount of this dark as what my mock-up has. Okay, now I'm doing that medium to heavy second layer right along the line. I am just like coloring the line art that is black with a solid amount of this, what is that? Burnt umber. It's a very dark reddish brown, kind of like dark chocolate to me. I might just leave this exactly as it is and not get, I like it and I love the cream. The cream is tying in the tummy here. The next outer circle, I am going to have the inner rim toward that dark umber I just did, yellowed orange 1050. And again, I am doing soft to begin with. I love these little eyebrows, by the way, and this little heart here. There's lots of little details in the line art that are very, very sweet and whimsical. Oh, we have some American flag bearing bicyclists go by. I just love seeing the traffic on the trail. I know some people would absolutely hate it. And we actually really enjoy being on the trail. We're also at the very front of our street. So my mom, who just moved 10 doors back on the street, it's not a big street. I think it's 26 houses per side, and it goes to an L. Has a little curling cul-de-sac with dirt and some trees in the middle, and it needed to be a big cul-de-sac because of it. This is an RV resort, so people have their big rigs and they need to be able to go down and turn around. So my mom was just saying today how quiet it is there compared to here. Now we hang out in the back of our home on the trail side, and so my yard space and where I dwell is staring out back and hanging out in the back. I was out back spraying some, I brought some old art that's already framed, and I want to change from black frames to champagne is the color of, it's a rattle can. So I was out back and somebody came by. He's the security guard making his rounds. His name is Richard. And we talked a little bit about my mom getting moved in. And she just says it is so quiet where she's at because she doesn't get all the traffic that we get. I would say past her is 1, 2, maybe 7 houses. So that's by the time people get down to her end, you know, they're pulling into their place. Okay, now I'm going to do that Phoenician red. 6087? Yes, 6087. So now I've got a lot of the tooth covered, but I can see that I can just do these loose ovals, and wherever I haven't put that orange color, I am getting some of this red on the toothy part, and as I go around the circle, more of it in a thicker amount is going to attach itself. This is what the color pencils do. It's really hard to explain, but once you have, you can smush these. Some of the pencils, like the Prismacolors, you cannot easily kind of glaze over without it commingling the colors. I'm able to, at this point, get a nice coverage over that little bit of white that was left, and then I'm getting a smaller amount of coverage so that I get like orange in here, and once I darken it up, it will be more apparent. So I'm going to come over to this side. I'm going to do my loose ovals. This is very light pressure, light, just barely touching the paper. And again, getting some of the white is sticking more, the pigment is sticking to the white better than it is sticking to some of that yellow orange, but yet I am still getting a bit of an overlap for like a mixed gradient of yellow to red. And that is my goal. So I really like living here at the front of our street, or half of the street. The street right outside our door is a T, and there is a wonderful street called Beehive that is where everybody can walk their dogs. There's no houses there. There's a lake on either side, a very small one on one and a bigger one on the other, with a bench to sit and little doggy bags, cleanup bags available. So this is what we're looking like, and now I would like to burnish a little bit and get past on this particular section. I want to fill in my tooth a little bit more along the outside edge, but I am not going as heavy pressure as I did with the burnt umber. I am much more inclined to go light pressure before I commit and then slowly build it up. It's not as easy, though erasing is a wonderful ability that pencils have. It is, if you do too much pressure, it's more work to do the cleanup of having to erase and then add and subtract, add and subtract. My goal is to try to get the layering done right the first time, so it's cleaner, easier, faster, and all those good things. So there's my eyes. I have a choice here. I can go in with either the beige or the yellowed orange. I am tempted. I went with yellow orange on my mock-up. So I'm now taking this beige and I'm heavy pressure around the rim where the burnt umber is. Can you see that smooth out? I can feel it and I can see it. And then I am gonna see what happens. These do have the ability, after you burnish and it goes slick on you, Some pencils just say they're done and you can't add any more. For the most part, that's how the color work. But these actually, you can still get some layering done. Okay, love it. Now I'm going to see what happens. This is not how I did the mock-up. I actually used orange. I used the yellowed orange. This actually still is putting, because the yellowed orange is underneath what I'm putting on now, which is beige. And it's not quite as overpowering, so I like this better. All right, nice. I have not been keeping track on whether you're focused. I hate when I forget that, you guys. Yeah, who knows at what point my knuckle got in the way and made it focus. I'm sorry about that. I think I get so engrossed in my coloring, you guys. It's really funny. It's like I have to come up for air. And that's when I look up at the camera, if I can see it, which with this new setup I can see a lot better what I am doing. Alright, eyes are done. I might come in later with a white Posca. There are 2 little white dots, but I think I would like a 3rd dot. I am now going to take this yellowed orange. Now I have 1 more orange sitting off to the side. It is cadmium orange deep. That is sitting right here in case there's any areas that I want to make more orange. So I want the forehead to have a nice orange overlap here. I am going to rotate because I can, because then I'm trying to get my knuckle out of the way. So there's this brighter orange. I am also adding some right here, the very cute eyebrows. I am picking up the chromium yellow deep. There's a little bit of orange right here. I'm going to leave it. See that? It kind of smooshed. And then I've got the lighter yellow, canary yellow. And that's the little beak. That is burnished. I told you there was a little heart on the forehead, and that is what this is, and I am going to let it be Venetian red. I did make a very faint, darker transition from the little orange tips to the Venetian red, and then there's a yellow glow. Let's see if we can have this be what I envision. getting out the orange again. Yellowed orange. Let's see what happens with the yellow. I'm going to sharpen the Venetian red. So that I can get into the tips here. Brighten that up. Alright, that's the cute forehead. I could take, this is the Chromium Yellow Deep. It's a slightly orange, and I am running it in circles along the Venetian red to burnish it a little bit. Very nice. So I have some of that yellow glow here, but now I want to make sure I darken as I go down this side. This is the dark side, this is the glowy side. So they will look different. So the right, it's all glowed. The left is going to be orange, using yellowed orange as the lightest color. All right, I am moving right along to Venetian red. Light layers, ovals, blending into that yellowed orange. Softening as I go to the inside because I want to come back with the dark umber. I'm getting pretty close to the edge, overlapping, because this is the darker side. All right, now soft Venetian red where I already burnished the heart. All right, I've got that fleshed out. Now we're going to pull the dark, burnt umber, 6099. I'm going right in with a darker layer, using more pressure. This is my shadow layer. Over on this side, I want to get my shadow layer in. Right along the, I don't even know what the body part is with the feathers around the eyes are. Not familiar with the anatomy of an owl and the feather structure. Okay, softening this up because we're going to come back with Venetian red. This side is going to be darker, and I do have is this Van Dyke Brown? Yep, Van Dyke Brown, 7180 is going to be the dark side of the owl, shadowing. I'm getting warm. Oops, sorry about that. That's my hand. It was a lovely 85 degrees today. Very warm, unseasonably so. But we had a lot of rain. I think it was yesterday it rained. Yes, yesterday it rained. When we were running around helping folks, it was raining. So we got wet. But it was okay. Back to the Venetian red, coming out from the shadow areas, filling in the tooth. I'm actually not using hard pressure here, but I am focusing on filling in the tooth. Okay, now I need to blend this yellowed orange right here along the line. I'm going to make that. The Venetian red really turns a lovely orange when you mix these colors together. It's a very beautiful blend. Look at that. So pretty. And I am going to orange this all up, right up through here. Heavy pressure now. See how I covered all of that yellow with this darker orange, and then on the other side I will leave it yellow. Back to Venetian red. This got really orange right here, and I think I would rather have it be a little more red. I still have to finish his little eyebrows. Next, we are going to grab yellow, canary yellow, 1022, I believe, and finish the eyebrows off. back to, I want to do a little dark burnt umber. The burnt umber is going to be my shadow. Okay, now we're going to do that on the other side. I told you guys yesterday that the timer was up at the top. Today it has been good and it is back over on the side so I can easily see how I am doing for time. We are at about 30 minutes. Alright, back to Venetian red. Okay, I'm going to do something here. I want that red to be darker in the little heart in the center, right there. So I am going to take beige in the hopes that I can do one more little bit of red in the heart and make it darker than the surrounding feathers. These are all going to be a little lighter. All right. A little bit more of the Venetian red right in the middle here. Just like so. I might take a tad of the Van Dyke brown. So we've introduced a couple of colors now, a shadow and a yellow. Okay, I am going to work on this side, burnish this off. I am going to keep this lighter as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to use the beige to burnish. Let's see how this looks. If I need to add any orange to it, or if I am happy. I do have this cadmium yellow deep. I'm just glazing soft. I just don't want it as dark as this other side here. I want to keep this light. All right, now I'm good with that. I'm going to leave that just like we see. Grabbing burnt umber. Right here, 6099, we have, and we could even come back with that darker color I've added, the Van Dyke brown. This is just all about creative uses of these colors and the blends in a variety of ways. Layer upon layer of making these feathers all look a little bit different. Okay. One more set of the red. This is where I think the Van Dyke brown will give us the dark we need right under the beak and around the eye. Beige for my, I'm liking this a lot for burnishing. Filling in that tooth, but not in a way that alters that Venetian red very much. Alright, there's his head done. I am going to keep going a little bit down into the, we'll do the chest here. Just trying to get rid of some tooth here. The bottom of each of the eyes. Alright, now I have Van Dyke. Since we've already got this Van Dyke brown going, I want this to be super dark. Followed by burnt umber. Finished off with the Venetian red. And softening because it will have beige tips. I'm gonna go do that same thing again. I will tell you my mock-up has, these feathers are more red because I didn't use the Van Dyke brown on them, but I really like that deep dark color all along here. Moving on. Burnt umber. Venetian red. Finishing it off with beige. These do hold a point pretty well. I'm doing some heavy pressure. Alright, moving on down. I think I'm going to try this because I did not try this on my sample here. This is Van Dyke brown, super soft, where all these little dots are. And then I will come back through with the beige. Smoosh it all together. And what this will leave us with is the back with the feather patterns, which I've mostly figured out, except for like the last 2 rows. And I believe that that will take up our last day, and then I will go away and do the leaves. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying me coloring this fun owl as if it's an autumn leaf. I haven't done the legs and feet yet either. All right, let's try some burnishing of this Van Dyke brown. Beautiful. Well, that worked out well. a very thin hairline. Dark shadow. A little bit of resistance to this line of dark. I don't know what it is about the ink that the line art is printed. Just is resistant in some cases to me drawing really close to it. Okay, that is what I'm gonna do. You guys missed a little bit. Let me raise you up a tad bit. So you can see his whole tummy. So again, I will do all of these feathers tomorrow. I think we'll be pretty quick. I think we should be able to finish the feathers and the feet. Here's all of our colors all mixed up. We ended up using 7. I will have them all in the description. Do all of the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and I hope to see you all tomorrow.